Okay, welcome to the first round of K-Agon 2. I have a few brief reminders before we begin play. Players may lodge challenges to the moderator, that's me, via the chat or out loud. You may lodge a challenge directly after a question or at a score check. I'm, of course, resolving the challenges as well, so in some sense I'm the ultimate authority, but I may have to get back to you if I have to consult a source book or look something up as well. It might be resolved or changed after the round. If you experience technical difficulties, please let me know as soon as possible. I have the discretion, to stop a question, to give more or less time during a question, to pause the round if I deem it appropriate. Any questions? I'll read the Aurelia passage if not. The Aurelia passage is a funny little thing. It basically contains every sound in ancient Greek, and I'll tell you how I pronounce it. So here we go. Aurelia, he polis edoke, en Aegypto en sun te megale oikia kai te hippo. Tres caedecato dii agonas megalus en to cunegetico teatro Alexandrias et theorun. Telos orchis he de hippos oika de erxen anabainusa. Zeus de tois agosin kairon, de doikuian ten hippon radios anapere eis ton engus tu teatru statbon ue. And I'll, of course, go a little bit slower over the course of the round since you have to understand what I'm saying rather than just the sounds. In previous tournaments, there have been test questions, which are worth no points, but for the sake of understanding what you know how to do, that's not the case here. I'm not going to read any test questions. All questions that I read will count for points. Good luck and have fun. Okay, here's toss-up 1, but I have to set up my screen first here. Hang on. This is always the trickiest part. Okay, here we go. Here's toss-up 1. Who ignores the repeated advice of a man born on the same night as him named Danny?
Hector.
Hector is correct. Named Polydamas, ignores his wife's cautionary story of the death of Aetion, her father, and ignores Priam's and Hecuba's pleas not to fight Achilles. Hector. Here's your first bonus, mold. Aetion ruled a city of what name at the foot of Mount Placus before Achilles killed him while sacking it?
Can I just say final? If I'm
Yeah.
very certain. All right. Hypopletion Thebes, final.
Yeah, or just Thebes? Your second bonus? In Iliad 12, Polydamas unsuccessfully advises Hector to retreat when he sees what type of animal harm an eagle that is carrying it, causing the eagle to drop it among the troops.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Snake, final.
Snake is correct. So that's the full 20 points for mold on toss-up 1, with the toss-up going to Danny. Here's toss-up 2. And, for your reference, you can buzz again. It's individual, that sort of thing. Here we go, toss-up 2. Seeking to recrown Astyages, whom his father may have fought at a battle that ended after a solar eclipse. Teddy? Answer, please.
Alexander the Great.
That's incorrect. Matt?
Pericles.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining team, which is what you're going to do about it. Here we go. Seeking to recrown Astyages, whom his father may have fought at a battle that ended after a solar eclipse, what ruler crossed the Halys River to unsuccessfully attack Cyrus? Claire?
Gyges?
That's incorrect. The Great and destroy his own great empire. We're looking for Croesus of Lydia. So you're in the right kingdom, but not the right ruler. So that's no points on any That's no points for any team on toss-up 2, and we'll move straight on to toss-up 3. Here we go. Fine quarters for women, aika, molon labe, and either with will.
Thermopylae.
That's incorrect. Claire,
Laconicisms.
that's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining team, mold. Fine quarters for women, aika, molon labe, and either with your shield or upon it, are all examples of what cities' terse sayings, which are also called laconic. Teddy?
Sparta.
Sparta is correct. Yes, I'm sorry, Claire, but we're looking for the city here. Here's your first bonus, mold. What Spartan declared molon labe in response to a demand by an enemy ruler?
I've heard of this. Is that? Oh yeah, you're right, Bob. Good job. Say yeah. Let Bob say it.
Leonidas final.
That's correct. And here's your second bonus. The response of aika, or if, was given to Philip II's threat, if I invade Laconia, I will throw you out. However, this was the Spartans' second laconic response to Philip, because they had previously answered neither to what question?
What? Okay, this could be like either war or peace, maybe.
Isn't it like, wait, is it like where they want to be defeated or something dumb like that?
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, do if
Sounds
they
so
want to.
smart when you talk.
Okay.
Okay. Either war or peace final.
You're close, but I'm not going to give it to you. The question from the source is, should I come as a friend or an enemy? So that's 15 points for mold on toss-up 3, with the toss-up going to Teddy. And we're going to move on then to toss-up 4. Okay, here we go. What genre is addressed in the extant work of an author from Amasia and in a 10-book 2nd century AD work called Helados Periegesis? Varvara.
Travel.
Yes, that's correct, or geography. Treatises respectively written by Strabo and his literary successor, Pausanias. Nice buzz. Here's your first bonus. What you going to do about it? Pausanias' description of Greece is primarily focused on cultural geography, but does contain some naturalism and botany in its last section, echoing what author's Historia Plantarum? And I can paste bonuses at request into the chat if you so choose.
Please paste.
I have no clue.
I don't know. I mean, the title seems to be in Latin. Does that mean it's not a Greek author?
I mean, my
Probably
mind goes
not.
to Pliny the Elder, but
Sure.
that's the Latinist in me.
I don't know, so go with that.
Go for it, Robert.
Pliny the Elder. Final answer.
No, this is Theophrastus. His work is strangely known normally in Latin, or as a Latin title, despite it being in Greek. And your second bonus? At what place in Attica does Pausanias begin the first book of his description of Greece?
I don't know what it would be if it isn't Athens.
I mean, maybe Eleusis.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wait, is Delphi's not in Attica, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Eleusis.
But I would guess either Athens or Eleusis, but I don't know.
I would say Eleusis.
All right. Barbara, are you okay?
Am I the captain? Oh gosh.
No, I'm just checking to see
yeah,
if you're
no,
okay with the
sure.
answer.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, Eleusis final.
No, we're looking for Cape Sunium, which is the southernmost point of Attica. Okay, so that's 10 points for what you're going to do about it on toss-up 4, with the toss-up going to Varvara. Here's toss-up 5, after which we'll have a score check. What property, lost in a Greek word's first syllable, if it also occurs in this will?
Augment.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat. What property, lost in a Greek word's first syllable if it also occurs in the second syllable, per a law advanced by Hermann Grossmann, occurs in the letters chi, theta, and oh, you're on the same team, Aiden, so you can't buzz again. Sorry. Occurs in the letters chi, theta, and phi. Varvara?
Is it aspiration?
Aspiration is correct. Nicely done. Which are pronounced with an exhalation of breath. Here's your first bonus. What you going to do about it? What is the meaning of the verb trepho, which was originally threpso, or pardon me, threpho, before the initial aspirate dissimilated?
To nourish.
Go for it.
To nourish. Final.
That's correct. And your second bonus? For the adjective tachus, give the Attic comparative, a form that had aspirates in the first two syllables before the sound changes described by Grossmann's law occurred.
Dustin.
I mean, yes, swifter, right? Isn't
Yeah. Yeah.
it?
I can only think of the superlative, which is not helping.
Tachyor.
Tachios. 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 Wait, before. Could you paste a toss up, Michael?
Yeah, sorry.
I
Need
don't
the answer,
know.
please?
Claire, go with something.
Tachios final.
No, I'm looking for phaton, which I may have described incorrectly, but maybe the Attic comparative. So I'll look at that. We might need a replacement question for all the teams involved after the end of the round. But for now, let's say it's 15 points for teams. What you're going to do about it and toss up 5, and we'll get our score check after 5.
Am I correct that the last toss-up was gotten by Claire?
No, it was by Varvara.
Okay, my apologies. In all events, from Milwaukee, as I don't think that Michael's hometown has gotten enough airplay so far tonight, the scores are what K-Agon do about it, or something like that. 25 points. Hoi Δικαιόπολεις, testing my pronunciation of Greek, not favorably, not yet on the board, and mold with the helpful, sort of helpful abbreviation, 35 points. Any disagreement or corrections? Corrigenda, some of us would say, the Latinist among us. Certainly not errata. Thank you.
That sounds good to me. So we're going to move on then to toss up 6. Here we go. Gold leaf tablets from southern Italian graves give eschatological advice to followers of what religion, which believed that the Titans ate the dismembered pieces of Matt?
Orphism.
Orphism is correct. Dismembered pieces of Zagreus's body, and followed literature supposedly written by Eurydice's husband. Nice buzz. Here's your first bonus, Hoi Δικαιόπολεις. The 2 longest poems in the Orphic hymns are the Lithica, on the properties of various stones, and an Orphic reworking of what epic poem in which the role of Orpheus is significantly elevated relative to the original?
Maybe the Argonautica, because he is in the Argonautica. I don't have anything better than that. Any input? Yeah, that makes sense. That would be the only thing I think about that he's also in. Okay. Argonautica final.
It's correct, and here's your second bonus. The Titans' destruction of Zagreus is often identified with what Maenadic ritual in which followers of the god would ritually dismember animals or human beings? Please give the Greek word.
This is like the Bacchanti. Oh my god. Is he talking about the one with Dionysus? Yeah, but I don't know what the Greek term is. They're like Bacchantes in Latin. Yeah. I don't have anything. I'm just gonna guess. My Nadia, final answer.
No, we're looking for Sparagmos, which I'll paste in the chat for you. That's 15 points for Hoi Δικαιόπολεις on toss-up 6. I think my dad's lost his internet connection, so I'm going to take over scoring here. But we'll move on to toss-up 7. Here we go. What city accepted pleas from the tyrant Terillus to end in Teddy?
Carthage.
Carthage is correct. Nice buzz. To end an exile that the forces of Acragus had imposed, beginning an invasion that culminated in 480 BC with its defeat at Himera under the command of Hamilcar. Here's your first bonus mold. What Syracusan tyrant, the predecessor to Hero, led the victorious forces at Himera alongside Theron of Acragas?
Should be Gelon. Okay, please do not speak. Anyway, Gelon, final.
That's correct in your second bonus. A crucial point in the engagement came when the Syracusans intercepted a letter that Hamilcar had sent asking for cavalry from what city, whose conflict with Egesta later prompted the Sicilian expedition?
So this is Selinus. Selinus. So, Selinus, final.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Mold on toss-up 7. And we'll move on to toss-up 8. Here we go. Words such as aspidion or paidion, as well as anthropiskos and epulion, but Robert?
Like diminutives?
Diminutives is correct. Belong to what class of nouns, with epulion being related to the noun epos? Here's your first bonus, mold. Many Homeric words are diminutive in form, but not in meaning, as with pedion, which has what meaning? Oh, this is a bonus, Aiden, so don't buzz, and that was a direct message to me as well.
I don't remember what this means anymore. Maybe it's like plain. I think it actually
Isn't it
means
like infantryman.
okay, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think if it is, I apologize. I think it's like a plane though.
Okay, go for
Answer,
it.
please.
The plane final.
That's correct, or a field in your second bonus. Other diminutives provide notable shifts in meaning from their base word, as with the diminutive turis, which comes from tura. Please define either turis or tura.
Is this related to tourist, meaning tower?
Almost certainly. I don't know. I don't know what this means at all. Maybe it's like,
Does it mean a Tyrian from Phoenicia?
yes, it is that. Definitely.
I need an answer, please.
It's a Tyrian final.
No, we're looking for turis is window because tura is door. So that's 15 points from Mold on toss-up 8. We'll move on for toss-up 9 for any player from any team. Here we go. What author, two of whose siblings appear in the recently discovered Brothers poem, legendarily died by jumping from cliffs at Leucas, supposedly loved the poet Alcaius, and was Vichy?
Sappho.
Sappho is correct, and was termed the 10th muse by Plato. Here's your first bonus mold. Sappho was perhaps a contemporary of what Mytilenean tyrant, a member of the 7 sages who had an extended feud with Alcaius?
Is this like
it's like Pittacus?
Oh, okay.
Is Pittacus a person that would make sense?
Yeah, that is one person, but isn't it merciless? Like
he's not a sage though, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know sages. So you just go for it.
Okay. Pittacus final.
That's correct. And here's your second bonus. Sappho 16 begins with the lines, some say an army of cavalry, others an army of foot soldiers, others an army of ships is the most beautiful thing on this black earth. Name either the woman who is addressed in this poem or the thing that Sappho herself declares to be the most beautiful.
Is it like Helen or something? I don't know.
And Sentgra is the
Is it Helen? I don't know, because like ships and army stuff. But then what would be the most beautiful? Is it like intellect? Can I say Bob as my answer?
no say,
Okay.
say Andre.
I'm not gonna say Andre.
Answer,
Helen
please.
final.
No, we're looking for Anactoria as the addressee, or whatever or whomever one loves, which might be Andre Iguodala as the other option. So that's 15 points for Mold on toss-up 9. We'll move on to toss-up 10, after which we'll have a score check. Here we go. What Greek verb with what meaning is described in the following clues? It combines with a verb for to eat in the word esophagus. It lies at the... Aiden? I need you to give an answer, please. I'm going to call time if you got nothing. Okay, I'm going to reread for the other two teams. What Greek verb with what meaning is described in the following clues? It combines with a verb for to eat in the word esophagus. It lies at the root of the name of a rhetorical device where a word is repeated at the beginning of successive clauses. It lies at the root of paraphernalia. Robert?
Famous speak.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat the whole thing. What Greek verb with what meaning is described in the following clues? It combines with a verb for to eat in the word esophagus. It lies at the root of the name of a rhetorical device where a word is repeated at the beginning of successive clauses. It lies at the root of paraphernalia and metaphor. I'll repeat. What Greek verb with what meaning is described in the following clues? It combines with the verb for to eat in the word esophagus. It lies at the root of the name of a rhetorical device where a word is repeated at the beginning of successive clauses. It lies at the root of paraphernalia and metaphor. I've read the... Claire?
Final one?
No, sorry, this is pharaoh, to bear or to carry. So no points, unfortunately, for any team on toss-up 10. And I'm going to do the score check because my dad's mic isn't working. So after 10 questions, half the game, I have a score of what you're going to do about it with 25 points. Hoi Δικαιόπολεις with 15 points and Mold with 85 points. Any disagreements? The rhetorical device is anaphora. So again, that sort of same root. Okay, here we go with toss of 11. What sport is the focus of Sophocles' lost tragedy, The Men of Larissa, which details the funeral? I've got a direct buzz in my DMs from Aiden, so I'm going to go to Aiden first.
Sorry, I said it to everyone. Is it boxing?
Boxing is incorrect, so I'm going to repeat for the other teams. What sport is the focus of Sophocles' lost tragedy, The Men of Larissa, which details the funeral games held by Teutamides, where the grandfather of Perseus, Danny?
Discus throwing.
Discus throwing is correct. Was killed by the hero's errant throw, or simply discus. Here's your first bonus. Amphiaraus won the javelin and discus competitions at the first Nemean Games, which honored the death of what youth, euphemistically termed Archamoros, or the bringer of death?
Yeah. Opheltes final.
That's correct. And your second bonus? At Patroclus' funeral games in the Iliad, which of the Greeks beats Leontius, Ajax Telamon, and Epeius in the throwing competition, which some commentators interpret as a discus contest?
I think, can you paste? I think this is Polypoetes. Yeah. Oh, in the throwing, no, throwing is Agamemnon. Okay, let's go with that. Agamemnon final.
No, this is Polypoetes. Sorry. So that's 15 points for Mold on toss-up 11. We'll move on to toss-up 12. Here we go. Taking place in an andron after the conclusion of a deipnon, featuring kata boss. Matt?
Symposium.
Symposium is correct. Nice buzz. As one form of entertainment and centering around the krater. What type of event has a name that literally means drinking together? Here's your first bonus, hoi Δικαιόπολεις. What was the primary function of the symposiarch at the symposion? A description's fine.
Is this going to be like the arbiter bibendi for Latin, like mixing wine or like deciding the proportions of wine and water?
That sounds fine. Yeah, I have no clue. So go with that.
Then deciding what proportions of wine and water to mix. Final answer.
That's exactly correct. And your second bonus. The symposia are often compared to what Spartan eating clubs, which usually comprised about 15 soldiers?
Okay, I have no idea. Anything? Okay.
You could do like a participle like estheontes, but that's Attic Greek. Whatever.
I have no idea. Just say something well, I guess.
Answer, please.
Estheontes.
Right idea, but not quite. It's susution or susutia in the plural, which is sus is together and sitte is hunger. So right idea, but not the right execution. So that's 15 points though for hoi Δικαιόπολεις on toss-up 12. I'll move on to toss-up 13. Here we go. For the verb montano, give the third person singular perfect act. Robert?
Metai. Final.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat. For the verb montano, give the third person singular perfect active indicative, a form that uses the verb's reduplicated perfect stem, memateka. I'll repeat.
Memateken.
That's exactly correct. Here's your first bonus, hoi Δικαιόπολεις, and I'll paste that in for you here for reference. Here's your first bonus. Make that form aorist.
At the third person singular aorist?
Yeah. So like Emma.
Ematen.
Yeah, or yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
The aorist would be ematen.
That's correct. And here's your second bonus. Now make that form dual.
Okay. I don't know the dual. This is all
Emateton. Right?
Go ahead, say it if you think it's right.
No, I'm conferring with you guys. Emateton is what I think.
I'm not sure. If just say what you think. Well,
okay, then that would be the final answer. Emateton.
Can you spell that? Either you can transliterate it or say the letters aloud, whatever you feel.
Epsilon, mu, alpha, theta, long e, that was eta, tau, omicron, nu.
Not quite. It's, and I'll paste it for you. It's ematetain. You gave me the second person, and I need the third person aorist, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So it's an even trickier form, unfortunately. But that's 15 points, and nicely done on the toss-up for hoi Δικαιόπολεις, and here's toss-up 14. The ethnographic text airs, waters, places is attributed to what, Vishy?
Hippocrates.
Hippocrates is correct. Great buzz. What author, who supposedly declared ho bios brachus, heide techne macre, or life is short, art is long, in reference to the difficulty of learning medicine? Here's your first bonus. Hippocrates is often credited with inventing the theory of the four humors, which supposedly made up and drove the human body. Give the English names for any two of those four humors.
Say black bile.
Phlegm and black bile.
Okay.
Right, that's And then there's like blood.
Yeah,
Right.
low bile. Right.
Can I say black bile? Is that like
I
the
think
correct term?
that was in the Byzantine podcast, so I hope it's
Okay,
right.
I'm saying black bile then. Okay. Phlegm and black bile final.
That's correct. You could also give blood or yellow bile. Here's your second bonus. The important Hippocratic text on the sacred disease identifies what disorder as possessing a natural rather than divine origin, helping shift the Greeks' understanding of medicine away from the supernatural.
Just like epilepsy.
No,
Are you
no.
sure? You don't know
Idiocy.
that. Okay.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, what's a disorder that's really okay?
Bob agrees.
I mean,
Bob is negative.
okay.
Just go with it.
Epilepsy final.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for mold on toss-up 14. Yes, Dad? You raised your hand? I don't know if that was deliberate. Okay, I'm going to assume it wasn't, but that's 20 points for mold in any case on toss-up 14. And we'll move on to toss-up 15. Here we go. Note to players, there will be an extra clue after the sentence is read twice. Say in Attic Greek, if you were to hear the sound of battle, you would quickly flee. That's, if you were to hear the sound of battle, you would quickly flee. Keep in mind that future less vivid clauses such as these use two optatives and, in the apodosis, the particle on. I'll repeat. Say in Attic Greek, if you were to hear the sound of battle, you would quickly flee. That's, if you were to hear the sound of battle, you would quickly flee. Keep in mind that future less vivid clauses like these use two optatives and, in the apodosis, the particle on. I've read the question through twice. If there's no buzzes, I'm going to call. Oh, Will, go ahead.
A Aqueous Fuanos Maces Fugace.
That's incorrect. Claire, go ahead.
A aqueous onos maches on tajos velgates.
That's incorrect. Robert?
Okay, Eacues ton phonon ma case. Velgates.
Complete your answer, please.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I'm going to paste in what I've got here. And there's lots of options. So I got tain polonane, and then I've got taste with maches, but you don't necessarily need it. And then I've got akuois, is the optative, or akuoita if you want the plural. And then takeos apopeugois, or you could do apo with the maches, but regardless, I don't think anyone quite had it. So that's no points on toss-up 15. I'm going to figure out toss-up 13 here for us. That was for Aiden. And he and the team got 15 points, the toss to the bonus. Let me go back here quickly. So I believe I have the correct score then. Okay, here we go. With 5 questions to go, we have what you're going to do about it with 25 points, Hoi Δικαιόπολεις with 45 points, and Mold with 120 points. Okay, any issues there? We're going to move on then to toss-up 16. Here we go. What Olympian deity probably depicted with arms outstretched in opposite directions in a bronze statue? Matt?
Zeus.
Zeus is correct, and great buzz. Recovered from Cape Artemisium, was honored by Liban of Elis with a temple that contained a wonder of the world and stood at Olympia. Here's your first bonus. What sculptor produced the statue of Zeus at Olympia?
Was that
this is-
Hephaestus?
I think this is just Phidias. Did the statue of Zeus at Olympia? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm gonna say that if no one else has anything.
That sounds fine.
Okay. Phidias, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus? The statue of Zeus at Artemisium is often compared with the so-called charioteer of Delphi, a contemporaneous bronze that what Sicilian tyrant dedicated at Delphi? I'll paste that for you.
Oh, I was just studying this the other day, and I didn't look at this part close enough. It's like there's a G in the first like few letters, I want to say. It's like Gylius or something like that. Okay, that's just what I think I'll say. Gylius, final answer.
I think you're combining the city and the name, so it's Polyzalis of Gila. And we only need the Polyzalis part. But that was a really impressive buzz on the toss-up. I didn't think anyone would get it there. So that's always good to see. On toss-up 16, and that's 15 points for Hoi Dikaiopoulos. Here's toss-up 17. What group led an ineffective attack on the fort of Philae, whose defender, Teddy?
The 30 tyrants.
The 30 tyrants is correct. Great buzz. Whose defenders quickly moved on to reclaim the Piraeus, kill Critias in battle, and recover control of Athens from a Spartan-backed oligarchy. Here's your first bonus. Critias had early paranoically manufactured the death of what man? A son of Hagnon and the co-leader of the 30 tyrants.
This is Theramenes, right? Okay. Theramenes final.
That's correct. And your second bonus. What was Theramenes' manner of death?
He had to drink like hemlock, I think. He drank hemlock. No?
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Mold on toss-up 17. We'll move on to toss-up 18. A set of moral precepts supposedly spoken by Chiron, a battle against sickness that prompts an elaborate description of Heracles' shield, and a catalog of women are the Vichy?
Hesiod.
Hesiod is correct. Are the subjects of poems once attributed to what author of Theogony? Here's your first bonus, Mold. The description of Heracles' shield, like that of Achilles' shield in Iliad 18, is an example of what narrative device in which a work of art is vividly described through words?
Imagery. It's a thing. Can I just say imagery?
Please.
Some terms.
Be an ekphrasis. No, right?
Wait, what was it? Could you paste the bonus? Sorry,
Because it's a description through art through words. I don't know.
Like that's not imagery.
But I mean, obviously, but like, what is it?
Is this perhaps synecdoche?
I need an answer, please.
It's not synecdoche.
I'm going to call time.
Yeah. Fair.
We're looking for, and you said it, ekphrasis. Here's your second bonus. The ancients also attributed to Homer a poem about Heracles that was titled for his taking of what Greek city?
Danny, do you know what Greek cities could be involved?
Could you paste?
What are Greek cities? Thebes.
I think like what is it called? Like Elis?
Sure, honestly.
That's a city.
I think he took. Did he take Elis? I think so.
Go for it.
I need an answer, please.
Elis, final.
No, we're looking for Oikalia. So that's 10 points for Mold on toss-up 18. And we'll move on to toss-up 19. Here we go. What material was known as xulon in Greek would be used to, Robert?
What is this? Like, um,
Answer,
uh,
please.
cloth.
That's incorrect. Aiden?
Would it be wood?
Wood is correct. Would be used to make a doru and would come from a dendron to build a nous. Nice buzz. Here's your first bonus, hoi dikoiopolis. What is the meaning of the Greek noun machlos? As in the
Oh,
Homeric
that's a
line,
club.
as in the Homeric lines, hoi men machlon elontes elainon, oxun et acro, ophthalmo eneresa.
Yeah, it's a club, although I think they probably want steak here because I think it's probably referring to because yeah. But
Cyclops.
yeah, well, because it came from the club, right? So I'm just gonna say a steak, final answer.
Yes, that's correct. I actually know if it can mean club. I'd have to look it up. And your second
Yeah.
bonus? What is the Greek word for forest?
Oh,
Oh. Um
was it Lemon? No, that was a harbor.
is it gonna be something
Is
from
it
like
something like dendria, like some weird plural of dendros?
I don't think so, but we can go with that. Dendria, final answer.
No, sorry, we're looking for an updates in chat.
Oh, hile.
Hule. So that's 15 points for Hoi Dikoiopolis on 19. Yes, Vichy did in fact get toss-up 18, and Aiden did in fact get toss-up 19. And I will do the score check. Okay. So with 1 to go in this round, and there are 3 more prelim rounds to accumulate points, of course. We have 25 points for what you're going to do about it, 75 points for Hoi Dikoiopolis, and 150 points for Mold. So here's the last toss-up. Here we go. Toss-up 20. What goddess supposedly created the constellation Bootes to honor the... That's Danny, but only by barest margins.
Ath-
Answer, please.
Athena.
That's incorrect. Matt?
Demeter.
Demeter is correct. To honor the plows invention by her son Philomelus, though this directly contradicts the story that she conceived him with Iasion while lying in a thrice-plowed field. Here's your first bonus and really nice buzz. Hoi Dikoiopolis. What twin brother of Philomelus acted as the literal representation of the earth's wealth?
Could you paste that? I cut out for a bit.
1 sec.
I think it's Plutus is yeah. Does that sound good? Plutus?
Yeah, I don't know better, so go for it.
Okay. Plutus, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus? Iasion founded the mystery rites on what island, from which he traveled to attend the wedding of Cadmus and Harmonia?
I think this is Samothrace. If everyone's good with that. Okay. Samothrace, final answer.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points on the last toss-up for Hoi Dikoiopolis. And we've got a final score of 25 for what you're going to do about it, 95 for Hoi Dikoiopolis, and 150 for Mutilators, Felicium, Dropouts, Mold. Really well played, everyone. Some great buzzes all around. The next round is tomorrow, as you should know. It depends when you're playing. It could be 8 p.m., could be 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. The recording is done, and you're welcome to watch the live stream of the last round at 9:30, which I'll send out hopefully just before it starts. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hello. I gotta stop the recording.